I'm going to show you a 30-second commercial. It's over 50 years old. The punchline to the commercial will probably sound immediately familiar to you, even though you've never seen it. It could have run on live TV before you were born. I was 14 years old, and sure, it was one of the catchy sayings we all said at school that year, but this TV commercial created one of the most iconic quotes that self-help gurus and financial wisdom speakers are still repeating today. Over 50 years later, it's still relevant. Not just relevant, but useful. Having found the original clip, I typed it out. It's less than 70 words, but it's better with the visual. It's concise, it's to the point, so short in fact, you may want to rewind and watch it twice. It's a masterclass in clarity and messaging. Let me show you the clip, and on the other side, we'll unpack it. The surface message is clear enough, but I want to think about root causes of human behavior, the psychology of why we do what we do. I think you can take the message and actually use it to remind you to spot opportunities, make a few small changes that will have a big effect on your future. Take a look.
This is a main bearing job, about $200.
And this is a FRAM oil filter. It's about $4. Now, if the guy who owns this car had put $4 into one of these when he had his oil changed, chances are he wouldn't be putting $200 into one of these. Well, choice is yours. You can pay me now or pay me later.
I think that message was brilliant. I want to reduce wisdom to its core, be able to articulate something in the least amount of words to see the central truth. That commercial was both clever and concise. I hope we can take that light and shine it on our own hearts to help us be smarter in managing our lives and our finances. Wisdom speaks to the basic foundational rules we implement into our lives. You can't anticipate every problem you'll encounter in life. We want to find guidelines that apply in many different scenarios. So in this video, we're going to talk about what you can do to identify a bad habit that's an insidious money mistake and replace it with a good habit, and how to articulate a few good habits that will get you on the right trajectory. If this is our first meeting, I'm Steve, and this channel is about combining biblical principles with real life to help you be more financially successful. My 40-year career in accounting and finance includes being the CFO for 4 cities. My reputation, speaking at conferences, has been in budgeting and investing. But I've also been a Christian and a homeschool dad. I found I really like teaching, making math fun, and personal finance easy. If you're a return viewer, please give this video a thumbs up to help others follow on your path to find it. Okay, let's get started focusing on you. This is about way more than car repair. It's even larger than just merely fixing small problems before they become big problems. Can you think of examples? There are obvious temptations in life that can destroy us, but it's the subtle ones that are much more insidious, and that's what I'm after helping you avoid. Here's some examples I thought of. If your dentist informs you that you have a small cavity, I think you can figure out that postponing the filling will result in a larger, more expensive problem. If you notice your front lawn has got a single dandelion, you know that if you don't eradicate the problem immediately, which will take 2 minutes, you could end up with a day-long yard work issue, not to mention your neighbors downwind won't think too highly of you either. If you spot a single ant scouting your kitchen, if you allow it to report back to the colony, you may have to deal with an infestation rather than just one single ant. If you don't report for routine medical preventive checkups, you could be allowing a serious health problem to go unchecked. You can skip exercising a little every day, or you can overeat just a little every day. But if you don't change those bad habits when they're starting, you'll have a chronic issue that will be very difficult to undo later. When you were a student, if you failed to develop any daily discipline, then you had a very hard time with assignments. Getting behind on one pretty soon meant that you had to dig out of a hole of several assignments, and those had deadlines. Incidentally, in real life, you rarely have deadlines. I hope you've seen Tim Urban's hilarious TED Talk that looks inside the mind of a master procrastinator. If you have the habit of walking past little problems, like a crumpled piece of paper that missed the trash can or one dirty dish sitting on the sink, then you're cultivating a mindset in yourself. You're reinforcing the bad habits of laziness, and you are not creating the habits of self-discipline. And to get around personal finance, if you put a small purchase on a credit card and you fail to pay it off immediately, it will mushroom into a big problem. Here's why it matters. You're either on track to stay poor or to lift yourself up. There's not much ground in between. Let's land on personal finance now. What is the underlying problem with not paying $4 for an oil filter and ending up with a $200 repair bill? It's the same exact root behavior making a small purchase on a credit card. The reason you put a small purchase on a credit card is because you don't have your own money to pay for something you want. There's something you want, you don't have the money, so you borrow to get it. I want this today, and I promise to pay the bank for it later. Maybe with interest. But you tell yourself, I don't have the money today, but I'll have the money before interest gets charged. You don't have the discipline to defer gratifying your want until you have the money legitimately. Now, if that's your level of financial management, then the root cause of not having enough money is because you're not differentiating between wants and needs. Because you've given yourself the pleasure of giving the green light to your wants, you can't afford needs. Buying something today takes away your option to pay for something tomorrow. And when tomorrow brings unexpected car repair, what you eliminated was a need. Financial wiggle room is a necessity. The underlying reason someone defers a $4 prevention is because they're choosing something else. An oil filter does not give you joy. You can't show it to your friends. You can't enjoy the taste of it on your tongue. You can't play with it. The $4 is worth more to you to spend on something that will give you pleasure. You have to actually change your mindset and prioritize financial security. The investment in early prevention has to become valuable to you. Not only that, but you need to decide that long-term financial security is a priority to you as well. In order to save, you have to not spend. I'm not talking about depriving yourself today so that you are super wealthy later, but I am talking about getting balance into your life that includes providing for your future. Proverbs 6 says, "Take a lesson from the ants, you lazy bones. Learn from their ways and become wise. Though they have no prince or governor or ruler to make them work, they labor hard all summer, gathering food for the winter." Proverbs 21:5 says, "Good planning and hard work lead to prosperity, but hasty shortcuts lead to poverty." Don't let the brevity of these Bible verses get past you. They're so short you could miss the message. The message is to work today for your financial security in hard times. Ants can work in summer so that they survive the cold, harsh winter. And planning ahead and executing your plan with hard work will lead to prosperity, but shortcuts lead to poverty. What's a shortcut? Relying on your parents or the government. Anything that sounds easy, anything that sounds too good to be true. A shortcut is playing when you should be working. A shortcut is looking to get something for nothing. A shortcut is expecting someone else to pay for your comfort. Let's land on a big takeaway. Small financial problems can grow into big financial problems. The preventive measure I hope you'll decide to take is that you create a budget, actually live your life according to the budget you make for yourself, and to fix it when you discover that you don't live according to your own plan in a small way. A small amount of savings in your budget every month can grow into a big, secure retirement if you really do start small. If you're putting off budgeting, you're avoiding a small problem today that will turn into a large problem tomorrow. It's easy to put off wealth building that you'll need when you want to stop working. If you're avoiding developing the discipline to put in the time to learn the financial skills of managing your own money, you're creating a larger financial problem in the future of your own making. This channel is devoted to helping you grow into a financially successful, independent adult. If your plan is to rely on others, then you're not making the investment in yourself today that you need to. You can invest a little time now, or you'll pay for it later. So let's review. Because of what I want you to walk away with, it's something you can actually do, something you can improve yourself with. Remember the phrase, "You can pay me now," or "You can pay me later." Learn to spot potential problems early. In fact, turn your radar on. Be on the lookout for future problems in your life. Decide you're going to be the kind of person that takes care of problems immediately. You can practice this every day. Decide you're going to get to work on your own budget. You're not going to wait for someone else to do it for you. You may be bad at it at first, but if you never get started, you can't improve. Learn from small mistakes. Pilots and aviation professionals have a term for when an airplane almost crashes. It's called a near miss. And the really smart thing that they do is to do a recap, a debrief. What can we learn from that mistake? Pay the $4 worth in your time. Learn from your small mistakes and see if you can grow yourself into successful independence. I hope this video has been helpful to you. Learn from others' wisdom and learn from others' experience. Committing to be financially successful in the future, you'll need to live a disciplined life, and it's entirely up to you. I'd appreciate your comments to help guide my further attempts at creating useful videos. I hope you thrive and prosper. I make these videos because I believe I succeed by helping you succeed. Thanks for watching.